also want to spend a little bit of time on this because I think it's really important. Holding your knife, and that goes for all of the knives, whatever size it is. This is how I recommend holding your knife. You're going to hold it with one finger up top. This is going to give you more control of your knife. Whether it be this way, let's go on the wall a second. Okay, I can move my finger to here to put more pressure here, and I can move my finger here to put more pressure here. I could lift and I could bring down. I could bring my hand down, keep my finger here, or go up and keep my finger here. If you hold your knife like this, you have no control on doing any of that stuff, okay? It's going to make your job a lot harder. So my recommendation is to keep your finger up here, okay? It's going to be really important. And I'm always going to bring this up. When we just show you a lot of angles, knife angles on these things, when we're doing specific coats, applications, I'm going to be moving my hand down, moving my hand up, moving my finger left, left, right, right, left, right? And that's going to help you really understand where your pressures on your knife is going to go. So this happens by repetition, right? Don't think that you're going to just bust out these tools and you're going to get out there and you're going to be able to tape and finish like a pro. It's going to take multiple times. You're going to have to practice. It's like anything else. You ride a bike, you don't ride forever or first time. You got to learn. But if you understand why you're doing things a specific way, that's going to help you in the long run, because you're going to know, oh, this is why I do it. This is why I add the water. This is why it needs to be heavier compound. This is why I hold my knife this way. So I'm going to emphasize that a lot moving forward into all of the different coats that we go through: the first coat, the second coat, the third coat, right? Angles on your knives, how you hold your knife, keeping your tools clean is really important. You're going to notice that anytime you get anything that starts to dry up, compound, as soon as it hits the air, it starts to dry. If you get those dried pieces that are in your finished product, you're going to be fighting the wall all the time. You're going to be picking the stuff out. We don't want that. We want you to stay clean. So have that mentality of being clean. You keep your buckets clean. You keep your tools clean. Don't worry about yourself because you're going to get dirty. The floor, we can clean it up, right? Another thing I recommend, you always want to keep the sides of your buckets clean, because anything inside the bucket, on top of the bucket, dries up, falls in there, and you don't want to waste a bucket of compound. It's expensive, right? We want to try and be as efficient as we possibly can here. So again, the reason why I showed you how to hold your knife this way, you can really be much more versatile with your knife if you hold it this way. Because you can't get in here with your knife like this. You want to get in here with your knife like this and clean that bucket. Get that nice and clean. Right? You could take it a step further. If you're not going to be using the bucket for a little bit of time, like I said, you always have a pail of water around handy, a little scrub brush. I've had this thing forever. Give it a quick clean. Right? Clean it up. I don't know. My whole life, the compound buckets, the insides were white. Just recently, they went to the black insides. Not sure why. We'll have to ask the manufacturers why they did that. Maybe it's to show us that we're being messy, that there's compound on the sides. I'm not sure, but it's easier to see the compound on the black inside. Okay. So we're going to clean that up because we're not going to use this bucket right now. Now, I'm sure some people are just like, hey, you just said the more water you put in it, the more it's going to shrink, the more it's going to crack, right? You don't want that much water in it. So if you get a little extra water in there into your pail, you just pour that water out. That's it. Put a lid on it. You don't have to slam it closed. Just lay the lid on it. I like my Hawk for that reason too. It acts as a cover. There's a lot of different reasons I use a Hawk. Earlier I said that I was broken in. I learned how to tape with a Hawk, but it does come in handy when you're using it as almost another hand when you're putting your tape on. So look, my 10-inch knife has been sitting for a little bit, so it's dirty. My 6-inch knife is starting to get dirty, right? The side that I use is kind of clean. You can always scrape it, keep it clean. That's okay. But you see that little bit there? As that starts to build up, we don't want any of that in the material, okay? That's just going to create havoc when we're trying to create smoothness. We don't want havoc, all right? So typically what happens with stuff like this, guys will throw it on the floor, they'll throw it in the trash can. I usually just wipe it. I put it on my leg, all right? You're going to get dirty. It's construction. What are we going to do?